Today's topic of our Friday Wisdom is Habit 5 from Stephen Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And the habit is named is seek first to understand, then to be understood. The tagline for, and that's my creation, the tagline for this discussion is diagnose before you prescribe. I can give you guys many examples, but the one was given in the book is that the person goes to optometrist, and optometrist is instead of listening to a person's needs, gives him his own glasses. The glasses do not work for that person. The person says, listen, they're not working for me, they're not glasses for me. The doctor gets angry, said, listen, I'm sharing with you my glasses, why you're not happy, why you're not grateful, right? Even though you can't see, it doesn't matter, you have to be grateful. So the point is that before we prescribe anything to someone, we have to first diagnose. So the question I have to you guys is, how many of us had education on how to write or read? Let's raise the... Like everybody here knows how to write and read, right? We all had an education. How many of us had an education on how to speak? So, okay, so a few people attended public speaking classes. And how many of us were taught on how to listen? How many of us got education on how to listen? You had an education on how to listen?
Yeah. When I was actually in elementary school.
Okay.
What?
It would mean that everybody had this. It's not that. Of course, you're listening right now. You know how to listen. You can hear. It's the point is how to listen. Were you explained by anyone ever how to listen?
No.
Oh, there you go. And that's the point of this gentleman, and the point of this habit is that we were never taught. We were never explained on how to listen, right? So. Main issue for, I guarantee you, for all of us included, most of us listen with intent to reply, not to understand, right? So if I tell you, Sabina, if I tell Sabina that Minnesota Vikings will never win Super Bowl, most likely Sabina's already tensing up and prepping response and saying something, screw Eagles or something like that, right? It's a simple example, but it's the very, and we have two special guests today, Andrew and Christina. We'll do a role play. So you guys will see a difference between typical responses, and we'll see the responses that this gentleman in the book suggests how we should listen and how she would respond. So we are preparing response while someone is talking to us. So you probably don't hear 70, 50, 80% of what the person is saying because you're already prepping for response. And the problem is the person might not even asking you a question. There might be no question in what he's telling you. He's just telling you something. So if I tell you, if I tell Sabina, I think Minnesota Vikings will never win Super Bowl. Is that a question? That's accurate, right? That's accurate, but it's not a question. So, okay, he might say, well, okay, that's accurate, but it's not a question. If I ask him, hey, do you think they win? Yeah, it's a question. Then do your response. But if I just made some kind of statement, number one, you don't even have to respond. There was no question in the question. But you might already get tense up because, damn, this is my favorite team, and how dare he goes against my team, and I'll show him, right? So the brain shuts down. You're not open to listening, especially if this is something very, very close to you, right? So diagnose before you prescribe. If the person is sharing something with you or just talking and not asking you a direct question, do not prescribe whatever you think that person needs. This is the hardest thing per him in the book, is to learn this skill, is to actually listen. Listen first, okay? So what is he suggesting? He's suggesting what's called empathic listening. And there's a difference between sympathy and empathy. So it's not if again, we're using poor Minnesota Vikings. If Sabina says something along those lines that, yeah, they might win, they might not win, I should not feel sympathy. Is like, oh, poor Minnesota Vikings, I wish them well, right? It's empathy is to understand, hey, probably, I don't know, Sabina watched thousands of games, and maybe he was cold in the stadium, and that's the empathy for what he has gone through to be such a big fan, to appreciate, his cup is Minnesota Vikings, even the mouse pad is Minnesota Vikings. So the person is going to such an extent to be a fan. This is what might create an empathy if I actually listen, right? So we have to listen with the intent to understand the speaker's perspective and feeling. So not only listen, but to try to understand where they're coming from and what are they feeling, right? It also involves paying attention to body language, tone of voice, emotions, and not just words. So I described you some of the levels of listening. So what is some level of listening? You can completely actually ignore a person, right? Maybe some of you ignoring me right now. I'm saying some Chinese stuff to you, like, oh, maybe you're playing your favorite song in your head. Okay, that's fine. So you're at this level, you're ignoring. Maybe you pretend to listen. That's a lot of times like, okay, yeah, especially when you have a small kid, right? He tells you something, you pretend to listen. Selective listening. Selective listening when you only paying attention or listen to the words that you either want to hear or words that you know, and you just selectively listening to something. This is probably most common for husband and wife, right? For those who married, I did so much selective listening, you don't even know. I was all three stages. I was ignoring, pretending, and selective listening. Attentive listening, it's a little better where you actually attend, when you actually listen to the content, but you're still not open. You're still prepping the response, right? So these three are even worse. You're not even listening. So the fourth, you're listening, but you're still preparing the response. And then, of course, empathic listening is when you're trying to understand you're trying to understand where the person coming from and what feelings is he having. So what kind of techniques you can practice? So the very first stage is reflective listening. When we will role play, you will see, but it goes something like you have to repeat the last part of the sentence, so then the person understands that you are paying attention to what he's saying, right? So this is very, very, very simple form, but this is a first step. So guys, again, as always today, my goal is to expose you to this idea. It's very like a big and broad topic, and every step, we can talk about every step, about different scenarios for many times. So we're covering today, and when we get to role play in a second, you guys will see it more. But rephrasing the content is at least the first stage. So then you have to restrain yourself from formulating responses until the speaker has finished sharing, okay? So this is the hard part. And then avoid making assumptions or judgments prematurely. Have the person share, right, till then. So we're in the fun part. So I decided to make it really fun for all of us. So we'll have the first guest, Andrew. Let's have Andrew to the stage, our superstar. So our superstar. So come here. So I'm gonna give you this. So you're gonna read only the highlighted things.
Okay.
Okay, and then we'll role play. All right, 1 second. I gotta give.
Oh, did you forget to highlight this?
Yes. Yes. So yeah, if your name, read it. Sorry. Yeah. Thanks for catching. Hold on. All right. Let's role play.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Alek, can I please ask? Wait, oh, I messed up. Alek, can I please tell you something?
Sure. Go ahead.
I really think we should switch from DeWalt to Milwaukee.
What? How ungrateful you are. You don't like DeWalt? Do you know what I had to go through for us to have DeWalt for our company? Do you know where me and Jimmy started from? We had Ryobi, dude. Like this is my first drill. Come on, what brand is that? DeWalt. What does it say? Look, what does it say inside?
Your name.
My name, number 1. And you want me to switch from that to Milwaukee? Get the hell out of here. Go to work. Go to work. No, hold on. You're way ahead. You're way ahead. You see, I didn't finish talking. You're already reading. You see, there's so much before that. So then let me give you a couple more scenarios, and then we go to this. Okay? So that was a perfect example, right? Let's do again. Let's do something. So repeat that.
Alek, can I please tell you something?
Sure, go ahead. I'm all ears.
I really think we should switch from DeWalt to Milwaukee.
Get the hell out of here. Go to work. That's it. I don't want to hear it. You telling me in my company what should I do? Did you read our policy? Did you open the policy book ever?
No.
No. Like, come on, guy. How about that response? Cool, right?
That was rude.
All right. So now let's play it again, and then I'll reply, and then you read this.
Okay.
All right. So now we're gonna give you guys an empathic listening response from me for the same question. All right. So let's hear it.
Alek, can I please tell you something?
Sure. Go ahead.
I really think we should switch from DeWalt to Milwaukee.
Sounds like you don't really like DeWalt. Can you please tell me more? I would like to learn why.
Oh, I read an article that said that DeWalt is facing a big recall on its batteries and that they leak and become faulty.
Thank you for that information. I really appreciate it. I will look into it. How about that, right? Completely different. Huh? Yeah, let's give it up. It's hard. It's not easy. Perfect example. The person knew something important, correct? Something that can help the company. He read something, and instead of, the first scenario is, I didn't care all I hear is that he doesn't like DeWalt. I don't care why, I don't care what it is. All I know is, hey, this is what we use. I don't have time, but I did kind of listen, right? And I shut him down, and I sent him, and apparently I was rude, okay? So, and then empathic listening, I actually cared to know, what does he know? Why is he telling me this? Or what is he actually trying to tell me? Maybe he knows something that I don't. And that was the perfect example where, hey, he actually read something, and now we're switching to whatever. We're switching to Milwaukee. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. Give him up. So second, we have our Hollywood star, Christina. Sorry, I messed up here too. So you're these lines.
Okay.
Yeah, where you see your name.
Okay.
All right.
Alek, can I tell you something?
Sure, I'm all ears.
I think that my husband does not like my borscht.
So it's again with the borscht. So I'm gonna give typical responses. Oh my God, I know exactly what you're going through. You know that I was married twice, and let me tell you, the right borscht is the key to man's heart. Right? So that's the first response. Response number. Let's do it again.
Alek, can I tell you something?
Oh sure, I'm all ears.
I think my husband does not like my borscht.
I know exactly what you need. I have a family recipe that my grandfather made, and that will make your borscht the best there is. I'm gonna email it to you as soon as we're done.
Oh, thank you.
No, that's not good. That's not what you need. So let's play. Now we're gonna do empathic listening, and you guys will see the difference.
Alek, can I tell you something?
Sure, I'm all ears.
I think that my husband does not like my borscht.
You are feeling really frustrated about your cooking.
Yes, we have an anniversary coming up, and I want to make his favorite dish perfect, but I'm not myself lately.
It sounds like you really want to make him feel special.
Yeah, but I think I might need to have a whole day to make it right. Would you be okay if I take a day off?
Sure, I think I understand you better now. Right? So, as you guys see, most of us, many situations, the person might not ask you straight exactly what you need, right? You have to show them that you're willing, that you're listening to really for the person to tell you, right? There's probably, in this case, I made it, quick, 3 steps. 3 steps, I gave her 3 errors in the process. I didn't tell her what she needs. I didn't give her autobiographical response like, hey, sure, I know exactly what you're going through because I have a wife or I have a husband. No, you don't. You don't know what this person's going through. I didn't prescribe anything. I didn't give you a quick fix with, I have a recipe. Exactly. Just take it and it will be okay. That's not what she was asking. She didn't ask me, hey, do you have a recipe that I can use? There was no question, right? There was no question. So I have to just let her keep talking to me. And then at the end, she's like, I really want a day off, okay? I need to make this work. I don't have time. I want to make it special. Can you understand how important that is for me? And if yes, then give me a day off, all right? And as I understand how much important it is, sure, right? So, but you could see, you guys could see with your eyes how different any conversation can go. So it could have gone with me, hey, here's a recipe, I'll email it to you, and I go to my office, and then she will never get the day off. She will not make the anniversary correct, and then she will go with this feeling maybe till next anniversary. So we don't know really what's going on until we really listen, and we just listen, reflect the feeling, maybe a little bit of reflect the same question, and then there's a chance that the person will tell you something. Just especially guys with the teenage kids, there's people here with teenage kids in the room. There's not too many of us, but even with pre-teenage kids, right? This is what's super important because they will not open up like until you stop telling the autobiographical stories. I was like guilty of that, because for every situation I had this story. And why would my son open up if he knew as soon as he says, I'm going to give him a story. I'm going to give him what happened to me, and this is what this is what you need to do. And it's very hard for me to stop even today because I think, I'm helping, but I think I'm not letting him, open up and tell me really what he means. So I strongly, here I am prescribing, I'm strongly suggesting that, especially guys with kids, is that practice. It's going to take time. It's going to take time for them to know you for real. That this is not oh, what happened? This is going to be an error in their head. Oh, my dad or my mom are actually listening. What's going on? They will see it as maybe you're trying to trick them. So you need to continue to do that. And especially if the conversation gets emotional, as soon as you feel that you are emotional, stop it, and reflect. Even repeat the same question, pause, or don't say anything at all. If they don't ask you a question, don't prescribe, don't tell them what they need, because in reality, we don't know what they need. We don't know. We're not with them in the school, we're not with them, whatever they are, we're not with them, so how can we know really what they need? They need to tell us, and for that, you need to let them speak. And that's exactly what it says in conclusion, right? That empathic listening is a skill that requires patience and practice. And it can transform interactions and significantly improve interpersonal effectiveness. I'll go back because, It takes skill and practice. So it's a skill. Listening, it's a skill. And as we all raised our hands, no one, or didn't for that matter, almost none of us have any training in a practice of listening. So today, I congratulate you today. You had the first practice in empathic listening, in listening. And if anything, just remember, don't prepare an answer, right? Just let's go back, because this is the most important. Is this: seek first to understand, then to be understood. And it's a problem here. We all need to be understood. We all want to be understood. We want to be told, right? We want to tell our story. So when someone's speaking, we want to tell, I want to share, I want to share, I want to share. And that's why it's required patience, because you have to stop, let the person share, and then kind of see what happens. So you have all weekend ahead of you. Practice empathic listening, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Yeah. Cool. Thank you to the volunteers.